great background.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Nicole Marsh. I'm your local real estate agent here in Texas, and I'm sitting down with Miss Claire with First Community Title. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Claire Hartman, and I am the owner of First Community Title, or one of four, and I am going to hopefully answer some questions that will give you more of an ease and a comfort when you go through the buying home process.
Definitely. So, in the process of buying a home, or purchasing or even selling your property, a title company is involved, and it's just like if you buy a car, you have the title to your car. It's a title to your home, or also known as a deed. So I wanted to give some guys some information in regards to what their role is when you purchase. So can you tell us what a title company is or what they do?
So a title company is the third disinterested party that handles all parts of the transaction. So we work with the sellers, the buyers, the agents, the lender, and all the people involved. I liken it to being a hub at an airport. So if you think about it as all the planes come in, and then when the transaction is complete, the seller gets their money, the buyer gets their new home, the realtors get paid, the lender gets their documents. And so we really act as an intermediary to help the transaction close smoothly.
And how many people would you say are involved on a single transaction?
Well, if you are talking about inside the title company, you would have our open order person, you would have our examiner. Our examiner will examine the title to make sure the seller has the right to sell it and what we might find of record. Then you will have an escrow team that is probably consists of at least 2 or 3 people that would be working on the file. And that would be the extent of it. Now, for the client, the buyer or the seller or the agents involved in the transaction, they would simply work with the escrow team that has been assigned to their file.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
I know I often hear a title policy, or we got to make sure we can get title insurance. Can you tell me what a title policy and title insurance is?
Right. Okay. So when we get a contract and we enter it and the examination is done, we issue what we call a title commitment. That is simply a status of what we find the title is currently, of who owns it, what property, what issues might or might not be in place, such as a payoff. That's your most natural one. Then after we close the real estate transaction, we actually issue a title policy, just like an insurance policy. You have car insurance, you have home insurance. A title insurance policy differs in the fact that it insures you from today backwards. So it insures you from the day we record your warranty deed backwards, and as opposed to today forward. You also only pay for your title policy once when you purchase the property. And so a title policy is what ensures the purchaser's right to ownership and the protection of their private property rights. There's a lot more to it, but that is just a very basic, simple explanation.
Now, can you tell me, are there any differences closing with your title company versus any of the other ones out there?
Of course there is. In the title industry, we are regulated by the state of Texas, which is very good. We handle a lot of people's money, and therefore we are moving money in and out. We are also dealing with most people's most expensive transaction that they ever do in their lifetime. And so in that regard, Texas has always been a heavily regulated state. The Texas Department of Insurance sets our rates. So if you're buying a $100,000 title policy in Temple, Texas, Killeen, Texas, El Paso, Houston, a $100,000 policy is the same no matter where you close, because it's all, the state tells us what you're allowed to charge, and that gets reviewed every 5 to 10 years to make sure that it is staying current with the market.
Oh, okay. That's
I guess I failed to say,
no,
therefore, yes. So therefore, the only thing we really have to sell is service. Service is the name of our game, and so it is the way we take care of you. And First Community Title I obviously feel strongly that we stand apart because we are more of a boutique title company that is focused on the needs of our individual client and what works for them may be slightly different than works for another client. And so our goal is to take care of the client with the needs they have.
Yes, and I can personally say that I've closed my own personal transactions with this title company, and it has been, they make it so simple and they clarify everything. They're always there if I have questions. And right now we're at the Temple location.
That is correct.
And they have one also in Harker Heights.
We have a Temple office, a Harker Heights office, a Salado office, and then a brand new Belton office off of Lake Road. So we're real excited about the fact that we've expanded for the first time in 16 years and have kind of branched out a little bit and are excited about our locations. So.
Good. And is it, I don't know if I heard this before, but do y'all hold records here? Like,
Yes, in our
ancient records?
You're right. And in our plant, which is the research facility where all the instruments, the official records, we have a copy of all the official records. They're electronic from 89 forward, but prior to that, we actually have old books, and we do give plant tours for real estate professionals and for those that are have a need to understand our real estate process. We like to bring realtors or investors into our office and show them how we do our research so they can have an understanding of what goes into creating a title commitment that hopefully then turns into a title policy upon closing.
That's good. Well, I don't have any more specific questions for you. I think that was great information that you shared. Is there anything else you want to share or?
Well, I think that everybody needs to understand that it takes a team to transact any real estate transaction. That includes the lender, the realtors, buyers and sellers. They're all involved. And I think it's very important that you advocate for yourself. I know that we kind of are all trending from the healthcare perspective to advocate for yourself, but you need to do that in a real estate transaction. You need to not be afraid to ask questions if you have them. And it's not unusual for someone to call me personally and ask me a question, even though they're dealing with one of my teams, and my team may have done fine, but they may just have a question that maybe they don't want to have to ask, out there to everybody. That whole statement of you don't want to be embarrassed to ask a question. There are no stupid questions. You're spending a lot of money when you buy a house and you make that choice to take that step, and we want to make sure that we have answered all your questions to the best of our ability. And if not, we will refer you to a legal counsel who might be able to help you go further and delve into any questions you have. So I think you should buy or sell a home because there's a reason for that in Central Texas.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for that advice. I hope that this is clarification for a lot of you out there that had questions. Maybe you learned something new. Maybe somebody was asking you about it. So feel free to share and feel free to reach out to First Community Title or myself if you have questions on selling your home or purchasing a home. Thank you.